Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty.
For the first time ever, you can get all of ESPN in the new ESPN app, along with Disney Plus and Hulu, with one incredible offer. The most live sports, biggest blockbusters, and most talked about shows. Get it all in one bundle for $29.99 a month for 12 months. Visit Disney Plus Hulu ESPNBundle.com for details. Ad-supported plan auto renews at regular price. Currently $35.99 a month, subject to change. Unless canceled. Ends 1/5/26. Terms apply.
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with savings of 20% or more on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save even more with lower everyday prices on over 10,000 items, now including select varieties of chicken, bacon, and cheese. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
Time to be, I wanna rock star.
Quick, time to choose a meal deal with McValue. The $5 McChicken meal deal, the $5.50 McDouble meal deal, or the new $6 Daily Double meal deal. Each with its own small fries, drink, and 4-piece McNuggets. There's actually no rush. I'm just excited for McDonald's.
Price and participation may vary.
Doug. Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now, we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Make Labor Day a good deal better at Meijer. Celebrate the long holiday weekend with fresh from Meijer 80% lean ground beef. Just $3.49 a pound for a 3-pound package or larger. Limit 5. Large seedless watermelons are $3.99 each. Locally grown bulk sweet corn is 5 for $2. And Meijer brand disposable dishes, napkins, and food storage bags are buy 2, get 1 free. Shop Meijer and bring more fresh favorites to your Labor Day celebration. Exclusions apply. See all deals in the Meijer app.
Here comes trouble, putting on a show. Like a domino, I fall. Another bottle, don't know what to say. Send me on my way to you. I know you're all that I want, but I don't even know your name. So don't go and leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. And you say it's a one-night thing, but I want something more than that. So don't go, leave me lonely. I'll show you another way. close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Finding life along the way, melodies we haven't played. No, I don't want no rest. Echoing around these walls, fighting to create a song. I don't wanna miss a beat. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon, turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
And Doug.
Limu and I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual. But now we want you to feel it. Cue the emu music, Limu.
Save yourself money today. Increase your wealth. Customize and save, we say.
That may have been too much feeling.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Savings vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Calling all sightseers and selfie takers. Welcome to Texas, where a day on our hiking trails will lead to a lifetime of memories. And family road trips become family legends. Where thrill seekers make a splash into spring-fed pools. And picky eaters will clean their plates. This is your invitation to visit Texas and see it for yourself. Visit traveltexas.com and plan your family's trip today. Let's Texas.
Don't let me go, don't set me free, just hold me, hold me, hold me. 何度夜越えて朝迎えたの Stay here, くばかり本当は執着したくないもう存在意義もわからないああ全部忘れたい Just say you want me With you, with you, with you, kiss me now Just say you love me With you, with you, with you, tell me now あなたを愛しても信じても振り向かない嫌いにさせてよねどうしてなら届かない想いまでそばにいてよ分かって振り向いて今はまだ Can't hold it back 抱きしめて嘘でもいいから Just love me あなたを愛しても信じても振り向かない嫌いにさせてよねどうしてなら届いてよ会いたいのもう愛しても信じても振り向かない嫌いにさせてよねどうしてなら届かない分かってるのどれだけ追いかけてもこの手伸ばして願っても二度と叶わない見えよね振り向いて叫んで嘆いても Never coming back
You don't cry, you're not strong enough to care. Getting lost in my own pain, not in the game. One more dance to see me. I've been hoping we could try. Not to lie alone tonight. I will never have the life you stole. Now I'm keeping everything in my soul. If you call me in the night, I will ask you every time. Can you breathe with me? In another life, I'm feeling colder than you light. But tonight, I feel it's time to override the time. I gotta pick you up, rewind. You wicked word that crushed my mind. You put me on the line. I'm burning, run away, that's all you do. And I've got enough of you. The silence spell to get me through, bring harmony for you. Together where this pain has got to go, I've got to grow. Can you breathe with me? At the 11th hour, people fail to pass the test. Holding out for a last chance, the heart to relapse. One more light to take me, and I hope that you won't try. 'Cause I don't wanna know if I get out. If you call me in the night, I already said goodbye. You will breathe with me. In another life, I'm feeling colder than you light. But tonight,
At Kroger, you never compromise. You get high quality and low prices. Like you never compromise your meal with our spring salad mix that's guaranteed fresh. And you never compromise your budget with savings of 20% or more on over 1,000 items. Hand it to Kroger shoppers. You never compromise. Kroger. Fresh for everyone.
You can save even more with lower everyday prices on over 10,000 items, now including select varieties of chicken, bacon, and cheese. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
A life with less discomfort is a life with less asking, could you give me a hand? Fewer days saying, I wish I could have been there. And less time thinking, I hope tomorrow's better. As the region's leading orthopedic partnership, ONE and Parkview Health use cutting-edge technology and minimally invasive procedures for quicker recoveries and less pain. That's how we help you get more out of life. ONE and Parkview, world-class orthopedic care. Learn more at one-parkview.com.
Disney Plus wants to know, are you ready?
Yes!
For Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, The New Avengers, now streaming on Disney Plus.
Let's do this.
One of the best Marvel movies of all time is now streaming on Disney Plus.
Meet the new Avengers.
That's a cool name.
Marvel Studios' Thunderbolts, The New Avengers, rated PG-13, now streaming on, you guessed it, Disney Plus. Now you can get Disney Plus, Hulu, and all of ESPN with an incredible limited time offer. Terms apply.
On time.
It's like clockwork, how it always ends. By my time, 'cause I have to pretend. Buried all my feelings, find them in a coffin. But there's no space for healing.
So everyone got to see my messy desk behind me, didn't they? True, but that's constantly changing my desk. My desk is just chaos.
Oh, which used to be my old workstation.
Mm-hmm.
That I still have not cleaned up yet, which I had every intention to today, but did not work out in my favor. I meant to say welcome to the wonderful world of chaos, but yeah, it didn't come out that way. Mic check. Everybody mic check.
Testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Fuck it, can you hear me? I used to be able to do it in Russian, but it was like, fuck it, can you hear me? Right? Okay, Trish can hear us. Siren, can you hear us? Johnny, can you hear us? Siren. That's what
Siren. And no, stop it, iPad. I did not say Siri. I said Siren. Sorry, I don't understand. Of course you don't understand, because I wasn't talking to you.
I wasn't having a conversation with you, but if you want to get pop.
Yeah, boom shakalaka laka. Okay, so real quick, we are going to make a slight detour because in order to go live on time, Kitty Cat did not infuse her body temple with incense.
Ah, you mean the same way that the bulldog is currently. Like I'm just sitting up here trying to woosah my soul.
Right.
Yep.
Gotcha. Plus, I gotta go pull up the damn email because I'm like, fuck, forgot that.
I feel left out.
Okay, do you want to give us an update?
Feel left out by what?
What?
You want to give us an update on how that Reddit thing's going?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out why it won't let me publish links to everyone's pages. I post it and it says Reddit has deleted this post because it violates policy, and I'm like, what policy? I have read through it. I'm not sure what policy it is. The only thing I can think of is maybe somehow it's kind of running afoul of the doxing policy.
Maybe.
By the way, they're saying I'm coming in quiet, which might be a good thing. I'm not even gonna lie about that. Might be a good thing. Because Izzy has to turn me down because I'll make the mics crack.
Well, more to the point, you'll make my eardrum crack.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, we only have fortunately yet unfortunately, we only have 2 submissions for tonight.
Oh.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, I was working on mine. I was working on mine. But some shit happened.
We could pull out some oldie but goodies because we do have some new viewers.
I mean, I do, and I could very well pull something out of the closet, but it's not going to match up with the.
No. We do our normal, right?
Right.
And while we're reading those out, we can go looking for
now they
some of
can't
those.
hear you.
Now, what the hell? Let me get my temple incense handled.
Okay, Trisha can still hear you. Turn up the speakers.
Wait, is
Yeah,
it
we
the
can pull
house?
out some oldies but goodies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
You know what I can do?
What?
I can read out uh 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 uh, uh, uh I know what from Matera. I ain't worked
Oh,
in Matera in a hot minute, and I can pull out. I can pull out
gotcha.
scenes that for me.
All right, hold on 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I gotta go pull the pizza rolls out of the oven.
Pizza rolls. I can't even see the chat right now.
It's Saran Crow Siren. Sorry. I've been practicing a lot of German and the EI sound is different.
That's fine.
Siren Crow, Trisha Jones, and Johnny Bled. But Johnny's being very quiet.
Johnny's always really quiet unless he's running his mouth in our work chat and slamming Siren and me. But he only gives as good as he gets.
Yeah.
And don't give me any of that. But mom, crap. Okay, we go back. Body incense has been. Oh, but what I can do real quick, we have some rearranging. Okay, and we have a purra. Pretty little purr right underneath the vampires.
Aw, a little purra.
And then we got sweet little Maggie with her bald spot showing. And Miss Pep Pep Yes, Miss Pet Pet. The guy that thinks he's a king, Titan. Well, hello, Hades. Are you going to say hi? Yes, that's our baby. That's our handsome Hades. And Kieran, hi, you oil slick. And Star is MIA.
Oh.
Star is feeling a little under the weather. She has
Oh.
a UTI.
Oh, poor baby.
Yes. But for those who have seen prior, there used to be a bar top here.
Oh, that bar top. I was confused what you were talking about when you were telling me about that earlier.
Yep.
That
So we've
is
got,
fantastic.
yes, we are also very super excited. We're going to have way more meat storage and all the fun stuff. And then I have a beautiful cabinet that is filled to the brim with ink and paper supplies and sewing stuff. I'm not going to open that because that's bleh. All right, let me switch back. And our lovely on air sign that I can't have in camera because it blurs. There we go. All right. Here's this. All right, so we've got what? Trisha and Kesh tonight.
Yep, that's it. No, that's why I asked if anybody had seen or heard from Bubba because it's like it's not like him to at least not tell us.
Right.
But he's had things going on at work, and
You don't have the numbers in.
I do not have the numbers in yet. I'm fixing to put the numbers in. And since we can't do a tomorrow night show,
Well, we could in theory. I just don't know how late it will be because I have a barbecue for my nearly departed ex-husband.
Nearly departed. I love that.
Yes, nearly departed. And you know what? With everybody flipping doing the fucking bullshit of show up as your Hogwarts house. I'm looking at you, Halloween bride. I may have to at some point just go ahead and get me some Ravenclaw robes so that way I'm set.
Try and find them secondhand.
Yes,
Don't
absolutely.
support the bigot.
they're not hard to make. You have a sewing machine.
That's true.
I have a sewing machine that I don't know how to use. You know what my sewing machine has been used for in the last 3 years?
Dust collection?
Well, beyond that. Sewing paper.
Sewing paper.
Like for journals?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just making sure that I'm like,
Yep,
okay.
sewing signatures. Sewing signatures for the stuff.
All right,
Oh,
numbers are in.
okay. Whoa, now I'm seeing all of the Saren. Saren. My bad. S and Aaron. Saren. My bad. I've been saying it wrong too. Okay.
I've been literally I've been calling him Siren. So
It's all of us.
Yeah. He's typing, just not very fast. Well, yeah. For those big meaty hands, he's got to have a bigger keyboard.
Who are you talking about?
Johnny. I'm catching up on the chat, on the side chat.
EJ Sean. Hello, EJ.
EJ.
It's fine if you're lurking.
It's our rapper friend that we found here on Twitch.
Oh, okay.
But I mean, in his book, there's a rapper.
Okay.
And he spits the rhymes pretty fucking good. Just gonna say.
he really does. I mean, he's amazing at what he does, and there's a lot of times at not, especially when he's on, I'll put him on in the background. I don't actually interact with the chat. I'm kind of a lurker, but I'll put him on in the background, so it's like I have somebody else there, though I tend to talk to them, and they can't hear me, so it's fine.
Yeah. Why can EJ lurk but not Johnny?
Because when you do it, it's creepy. Sorry.
Because Johnny is my
Yeah,
child. Support your work, mother.
Yes.
All right. Izzy, I found you one.
All right, here we go.
Do you want the complete outfit, complete with the skirt, or do you just want the?
What? No, I'm just thinking the overrobe. I'll wear my regular ass clothes underneath.
Okay, well, no, because I found it with the tie, the scarf, the robe.
Oh my!
It's like I found all the stuff. I also found it as a bathrobe, but I don't think we're going that far.
No.
I need to do something that might kick me off. Hopefully it won't, but
We'll be good.
oh, it worked. Okay. Last time I did that, it kicked me off and caused a bunch of problems. I just needed to brighten my screen because I can't see you guys because it keeps getting darker and darker and darker.
Hey, there we go. All right. So we kind of bypassed and just kind of started running our mouths. We started with the whole, hey, welcome to the Hold My Pen Promptcast. I'm not even drunk or high or anything. Like, I have nothing good old fashioned Dr. Pepper in my system, and yet I can't talk. Go figure.
All right, do you want me to do it then?
So take it away, fearless leader, with our introductions.
I had to lube up my throat. Hold on.
Oh.
Yeah, I meant that. You saw which way I went with that. Yeah, I meant that. All right. Welcome to the Hold My Pen Promptcast. I am your host, Julie DeFisher, author of Destined for More, the Four Queens, Four Kings series, the Destin Chronicles, the Double Edge series, with the first book being Crossroads. Speaking of, here you go, right here.
Yep, there go the dogs again.
All right. And to my other side, you have Izzy Grass, our extreme reader slash trucker, also the voice behind a lot of the Hold My Pen Promptcast. And then directly below us tonight, we have Miss Kesh Butler, our semi-baby author, but she's been doing it about as long as I have. So, I mean, she's just not published yet. We're getting around to it, but she's not published yet.
I do have a short story published somewhere. Actually, a couple.
I got a couple of short stories. I've got a couple of poems and stuff like that back when I think it was poem.com was a big thing, and trying to get on there. And then you realize they published everybody's poems. It didn't really matter how bad the poem was. Like, they had no standards to getting that done. So here we are. In that being said, tonight we only actually have 2 submissions. I don't know what's going on with that, other than the fact that Sierra McCormick is in town this week, so she's not. She ain't worried about us. She's socializing, and believe me, she does need to do that
So often.
36 months.
I mean, when you live out in the middle of nowhere off the grid, yeah, that's gotta be important. White screen of death. What
No, we can
happened?
still see you. You're fine.
It's on my end. It says you have been removed as a guest. This keeps happening to me. It's the white screen of death. It's like the blue screen.
Actually, we can still see you and hear you, so it's like,
Yeah.
I don't know why that happened.
I'm just not going to touch it.
Don't touch nothing, because the last time that happened, and that was almost a week and a half of trying to figure out what the hell happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have that. Also, PA Power is MIA right now. We don't know what's going on. But we wish everybody who can't be here the best of holiday weekends. I know my little gremlin will be celebrating double digits on Monday. So, with that being said, just a little bit of
Hear me now.
housekeeping. Yes, I can hear you fine.
Okay. Because I was talking.
Oh, you were talking and nobody heard you.
And nobody heard me. So the thing that happened was that I forgot Sierra McCormick was in town. So I went over to the to the host computer and removed her invite. Now, the weird thing is that as soon as I remove her invite, you guys couldn't hear me anymore, and Kesh gets told you have been removed by the host. I didn't touch anything on our system. Anyway.
Ain't that some shit? By the way, share this out to everywhere that you can find. It helps us grow and get out there, and everybody knows that, we need more people, we need more friends, we need more submissions, but we definitely need everybody being around.
No, Sierra, Twitch is just being Twitch. She didn't break anything.
Twitch be twitchy.
Yeah, Twitch be twitching.
Definitely be twitchy. This is one of the few times I do the at everybody.
So maybe when you send out the group invite and then pull it back, it revokes that for everyone somehow.
I don't know
It shouldn't, because I'm removing the invite for that person and that person only.
Yeah.
So it wants to be a whatever.
It wants to be a butthead, and we're fine with that. We've gotten it through worse. Unfortunately, we've gotten it through worse. But at this particular junction in time, a little bit of housekeeping. Please go to all the links in the link tree and sign up for the newsletter. Join the Discord if you want to see all this craziness on a 24-hour damn span.
Damn near
24-hour span. Because I have insomnia lately. I'm on the weird hours now. We got that. We got that. We've got a couple of events coming up in the beginning of September. One of which is uh the Lexington Book Bash for Trisha Jones in Lexington, Kentucky. If you got the ability, you will be in the area. Please go out and show her some love. Um, I'm still hoping to be there, but at this particular junction in time, it does not look like I will end up being. But one of these days, me and Trisha will be in the same spot at the same time, and like everything else, the world will not end. Uh, but I think that's the only one that is coming up like fast. If you do have an event, or a book that's coming out, audiobooks that are coming out, please send them over to us. Send us the links. Send us everything so it can be in the newsletter so other people can find out about this. Very important. We're kind of like free advertising just because we ain't got anything else we can do here. Um, Other than that, please sit back and enjoy the show. Please stay to the end because when we start rolling the dice, we're going to need more than just 3 participants to vote on this week's writing prompt. Other than that, I think I'm going to turn the reins over to Miss Izzy. I'm sorry, other way, because on my screen she's lower and technically she's next to me. We're going to turn the reins over to Izzy and let's get the party started.
All right. Up first prompter. And yes, that is an official title. Because first prompter other than the hosts. Trisha Jones. Oh, you know what? Should probably say what this week's writing prompt was that none of us frickin' did except for Trisha and Kesh.
It's just been a very busy week.
It has
I
been a
mean, it
very
is a
busy week.
holiday weekend too, so that's probably a lot to do.
Absolutely. So this week's writing prompt was submitted by our very own Queen of Horror, Dahlia McEachern, who, by the way, recently published a book. You can find the link in our newsletter. So if you're not signed up for our newsletter, why the fuck not?
It's free.
It's free and we don't spam you. You get 1 email a week with the writing prompt and book links and event links and the rules. There we go. All right. It was to use this as a starting first line. The key to the forgotten room felt strangely warm in her hand.
I tried to work that one in. I couldn't.
I stood in front of the wall covered in old wallpaper. I held the letter my grandmother left me talking about an old room that was walled over and a key to the door. She wrote that the door was in the wall opposite the fireplace, which held its own secrets, but first I needed to get into the room beyond the door that was long forgotten. I tucked the key and letter in my back pocket of my paint covered jeans. I had been restoring the old farmhouse I was left, along with the dying farm no one else wanted. I hated this wallpaper anyway, I said to the house. I took my putty knife and started working the wallpaper away from the wall underneath, and hopefully the door Grandma said was there. I hope you were not playing a trick on me, Grandma, I said as I ripped more wallpaper down. Or was this your way of getting rid of the wallpaper you asked Granddad years to remove? After what seemed like hours, I hit a part of the wall that was different from the plaster and lath the rest of the wall was made of. I worked to get that part of the wall uncovered completely. Once I did, I stood looking at the large piece of plywood and plasterboard yellowed from years of wallpaper glue. I grabbed my hammer and worked the nails loose. Once loose, I moved the board to the floor in front of the fireplace. I turned to face the door that was hidden for years. I pulled the key out of my back pocket. The key to the forgotten room felt strangely warm in my hand. I put the key in the lock. It turned with little trouble. I took a deep breath and turned the doorknob and opened the door. I grabbed a flashlight since I was pretty sure there was no power in the room. As I stepped in, the light touched a room stuck in the 1900s. Everything was coated in thick layers of dust. I pulled out the letter again to see what I was supposed to be looking for. It wasn't much help. I guess I will have to inventory the room. I left the room, locking the door behind me. That will wait until tomorrow. I cleaned up the mess I created looking for the door. I took a quick shower, then headed to bed. Well, well. Now I want to know what's in the room, Trisha. I want to know what's in the room.
Phew, something dark and mysterious, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Maybe a vampire.
Mm.
Maybe a vampire kitten.
Maybe a spell book.
Ooh, a spell book. That would be a fun thing to find behind in a mysterious room.
Oh shit, I just realized what scene I could have written. The only problem is it's the scene is in book 5 of a series I haven't done any scenes in. Okay. Not everything, Leon. Trisha once again gripped us in the questions of life and existence in a very short bit. And now we're sitting here wondering, okay, what's in the room? There's the letters from grandma, and the room is stuck in the 1900s. I mean, okay, for a lot of us, the 1900s was only 26, 27 years ago. But I'm thinking we're talking about early 1900s. No, good point. Do we
Ooh,
see the room or does the room see us?
yes.
That's weird.
What does that mean? Hey, Izzy, are you still there? I
Yeah.
can't. Okay. Just it went quiet, so I was worried it cut out again.
Nope. I was adjusting the side chat because apparently it decided to go all the way off the screen.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Kesh has internet PTSD. Been doing her wrong lately.
Yes. Okay, yeah. I agree.
Okay, my performance is good. There we go.
1999 is
Oh, okay. 1999 is not even halfway through my life ago. That makes me feel really, really old.
I try not to think about it.
I was only born 20 years before the turn of the century. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
And I was 21 years.
Okay. So CD's got us all beat.
Okay.
Yes, Johnny, your birth year starts with a 2. You like
Well,
to make me
Leon,
feel old?
I'm the oldest on screen and I'm 45, so actually, I think I'm the oldest of the entire group. Oh, 78. So not by much, yeah. A year before me. I was born in 79.
Saren? Shut your
Sharon?
pie hole.
Isn't she younger than us?
Yes.
Okay. Still, I'm a baby to you? Just because I'm a year younger? Over here. Yeah. 33. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, flirting with her is how I stay young.
Yeah. gotta keep things interesting, right?
Absolutely.
Right now, I'm starting the beginning process of making bracelets for the festival I'm going to in 2 weeks for trading. Should be fun.
Hey, that's a good song though.
Oh,
That's
I
a
think
good song.
he's saying that he's 10 years older than me,
Yeah.
as in that's the year he was born.
Yeah, but Summer of 69 by Brian Adams is a fucking good song.
Yeah, oh, for sure. It's a good banger.
Oh.
So Trisha turns 46 the month before I turn 46. So we're only a month apart.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. BSD.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that
This is
means.
insane. I'm showing ad after ad after ad after ad showing on our Berkeley Software Division. Okay.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Incarnation.
Are the ads not turning off?
I don't know. I'm looking at our stream on this computer. There
Mhm.
are no ads showing back here, but there's a nonstop ad going. Like it just keeps popping, popping, and then it tells me incoming ad break, but an ad is playing. So I don't know what the hell.
Are you guys seeing any ads?
Well, they don't have. They have one starting in 56 minutes. It's 56 seconds.
Yes, but here's the thing, Julie. I'm showing that it says incoming ad break, and then it's doing that. But up at the top, I'm showing an ad at the same time that it says ad starts in. Like, whatever.
Okay. Is everyone here a sub?
Everybody
Subscriber?
but Katie and Johnny.
Okay.
There we go. It's because my Prime sub ran out a couple of days ago.
Ah, that would do it.
And when you got on, you didn't re-up.
I hear some echoing in the background.
Sorry,
Yes.
it's me.
Is Munchkin watching something?
Yeah, he's watching Man in the Iron Mask in my room, but what you're hearing is what's on the other side of my wall from my office. And then
Oh, I think I
Shield.
know what's. I think I know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, ad break ends in 2.5 minutes.
Ooh, pretty graphic there. Has
Mm-hmm.
Charbin playing around in the back?
No. She set that up when she was doing our little thingamabobs. So, like,
Oh,
anybody who subscribes with Prime, you'll see in the chat you've got a first on there if you've been subscribing, right? And then also should also see the little blue crown bit.
yep. And I have an ad, so evidently
There we
mine
go.
lapsed.
But
So
when people start doing it with actual money, right? You should see the Hold My Pen Promptcast on the side. It's got that little mug, and as
mhm.
time goes on, the moon starts to appear. So, because Hold My Pen is the main one, it automatically gets that, and it's going to keep going. Very awesome. All right, 1 minute. Yay, I'm currently on a 3-month streak. And then we'll be up next with Kesh
Me.
Butler reading her submission this week. Oh, and to answer your question from earlier, Trisha, if you want to share something from one of your works in progress, by all means, throw it over to the email.
Can this ad end now so I can subscribe and not see ads anymore? Oh gosh. It's like as soon as I clicked over to check my subscription status, it's like ad. And I'm like,
Hey, brother!
there he is. We've been wondering where you were.
Been wondering and a little worried.
Why is it not letting me use my Amazon sub? It's not even giving me that. Hmm.
Does it say or does it say
It says subscribe.
it doesn't say continue subscription?
Nope. I am not getting that option. It's just offering me to pay by month or every 3 months.
I had
And
to
it,
scroll down further and check the box that said use your Prime sub.
yeah, I'm not even being given that option. I'm gonna have to like go on the browser, I think. I'll go on this one. Oh. Yeah, let me get this done so I don't get interrupted.
Yeah.
Because that would be nice, right?
Right.
Because that would be my luck is since it's mine's going to take up what's missing because there's only 2 submissions. So, okay. Hold please. Oh, you're kidding me. Okay, that's not going to work. All right, let me try it this way.
Yeah, we got a couple of different variants. So it'll pop up for new follower, it'll pop up for new subscriber with 3 different options. So it'll say with Prime, or it'll say how many months you've subscribed, or it will say or there's one for your very first subscription. And then we saw it where Saren gifted somebody a sub, and that was its own different pop up.
Okay. Oh, come on. It's doing it again.
Yep.
Why does Twitch not like me? Resubscribe. There it is. I would like to use my Amazon sub, not be charged. Thank you. It's not even giving me the option. How fun.
Let's try this again.
Ah, here we go. Use Prime sub. Ha.
Can
There
we
we
hear
go.
me? Can we hear me now? Hola, ¿cómo está? Can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Woo! Good golly, Miss Molly. Well, she's actually not in the woods today, which is why she's not live.
And I lost the chat. There it is. Okay. Okay, so now I think I'm about ready. And thank you for your patience, everyone. And let me do this. Okay, so is everyone ready? Can you hear me? Okay, yep, yes. Okay. So far, 2 yeses, so. He's right, Julie. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start. I titled this one An Imp and a War Room. Julie, it's your favorite character. Are you on mute, Julie?
Yes, because I'm getting a lot of backfeed from
Oh,
the
okay.
wall. So I was trying
Gotcha.
to.
Yep. Okay. Todd the imp was looking for something else to do. Something that wasn't the normal for an imp of his stature and position in the afterlife. He was looking at the destination catalog the vocation officer had given him, glancing over the different places he could go in the 7 realms and all the jobs he could take. Then he saw the listing for the one that appealed the most to his sense of mischief and humor. Emotional support for a lonely princess. That one. I want that one. He hadn't picked anything so quickly in his life as he slammed the magazine on the desk, pointing at the description of the listing. Oh, that's the one the Lord of Souls wrote up themselves. Special assignment in very dangerous realm called Etlan. The vocation officer replied as she began typing something up on her computer, the red lettering on the screen dancing as fingers flew over the keyboard. What's so dangerous about it? Todd was confused at what could be so dangerous about the other realm. Even if something were to happen that would kill most creatures, a creature of the afterlife, as a creature of the afterlife, he would pop back into existence in the vocation officer's office and could go back to whatever business he had been conducting. It's a realm on the verge of war. There's also this character, the King of Death. He's creating zombie-like creatures called the Tainted out of many of the people who live there. Don't get me started on the fact that the dragons are shapeshifters who pretty much live in a human form. She sounded like she was trying to get him to not be interested in the posting, but all it did was make Todd want to see all of it for himself. Yes, that's what I want. Sounds like it would be exciting. Who's the princess? He asked the vocation officer. Her name is Princess Verandra, and she's the daughter of the king of the elves and the regent of the dragons. She's very much isolated because of how things are. While it is for her own safety, for a child of her age, it's not a very good existence, she said with a note of sadness in her voice. Then I'm the imp for the job. Send me in, coach. Todd stood up and excitedly, and the 4 hooves of his feet going click-clack on the tile floor. A gust of wind blew in through the door at the same moment, a voice whispering to Todd, "You will be very valuable to her well-being for the coming years." Sorry if that was too low. It was the Lord of Souls, speaking directly to Todd. His goat-like face looked around, looking for them to be in the room, but he saw nothing. They must have been elsewhere on other business, sending their undervoice to speak with him. I understand, Your Eminence. Thank you for giving me the chance to do this task. Hopefully I meet your expectations, he replied, his tail swinging from side to side as he reached for the pen the vocation officer was handing him so he could sign the contract. Beware the King of Death. His tainted are held out of my reach, and I will not be able to save you if you are captured by him. The voice almost sighed as the wind gust left the room. You will be among the tainted ones, was the last thing Todd and the placement clerk heard. Well then, sounds like you need to be very careful, the officer said as Todd looked up from the contract. It'll be fine. I'm an imp, Todd said, looked at her and then at the door. So which portal do I need to report to? He stood waiting for her to give him his paperwork and portal pass. You're going to go to Portal Gate 8 in Concourse D. She handed him a packet of paper with his pass paper clipped to the front of the folder. Whatever you do, don't let anyone in that realm get a hold of your paperwork, especially the gate pass, she cautioned as he turned around and started to gallop off towards his new job. King Varan looked all around the small drawing room attached to the Elven Palace's throne room. The small group gathered around the table were focused on the map laid out on a smooth wooden surface. Small tokens spread out on various spots representing armies that and where they currently were or needed to be. I did receive word that His Highness will be here for the meeting. I would assume that he isn't far and will join us soon. Lord Governor Thrail looked up at the king of the elves, and then to the regent, Iliandra, standing next to Ron. The look on her face was nothing but worry. Thank you, Thrail. We will wait to actually discuss details till they arrive. I am sure we will know when he and his pack brothers are here. Varan had noticed that Iliandra fidgeting with a lock of her hair, knowing she was getting agitated by the things going on around her. He placed a hand on her shoulder, squeezing gently to reassure her. She looked up at him, sighed, and looked back at the map on the table, continuing to wind and unwind the lock of hair around her pointing finger. Beauty, things will be fine, he leaned into her, whispering. He moved his hand to the small of her back as he stood, turning to see Lord Udin enter, followed by two of the three remaining generals left of the paltry army his people still had. Lord Udin, generals, he acknowledged them as they took up places around the table, the youngest of the two military men leaning over the map and examining where the pieces were placed in relation to each other. Are these the most up-to-date positions of the King of Death's forces? He looked up, his gaze going back and forth between Varan and Thrail. As of this morning, yes, the dragon confirmed. Is there something you have to contribute? Varan looked back down at the map where the general seemed to be looking at what was the smallest gathering deep within the mountains. This one. What's going on here? Do we have any information? He pointed, motioning to the surrounding area. That is a series of mines and tunnels that lead under the mountain range, left over from when the dwarves still lived in the area. We're not sure what is happening other than there seems to be a lot of activity going on in and around several of the mine entrances. There also seems to be a whole lot of mountain griffins that have become tainted in the area, but we're not sure what the connection is, if there even is one. Thrail was the one who answered. There had been very little in the way of information that had been gained from the scouts about that particular area, but it still had been found, and the allied kingdoms at least knew something was going on, if not what. Tainted griffins. There's a connection. There has to be. It's just a question of what. The general sniffed, his nose crinkling as if he smelled something most foul. Ah, looks like Prince Wayan and has finally arrived. I'll go greet them. Thrail then moved out the door to the drawing room, walking out into the main chamber of the throne room. That area is probably one area that we need to try and keep an eye on the most. One of the generals turned, walking around the table to view it from the opposite end, trying to get a different perspective on the map. What would you want to keep hidden? What types of things would you not want scouts of your enemies seeing? I would bet my life they have something they're building there. He continued. Looking over his shoulders, he heard Thrail come back in, followed by Prince Varan and two of his pack brothers, Fogel and Gall. Everyone but Varan bowed their heads as the crown prince entered, the wolf mask still pulled over his face as he politely bowed back to everyone in the room. Varan, I hope your travels were uneventful. Varan walked to his son, placing his hand on the younger man's arm and bowing. The prince removed his mask from his face and placed it on the table in front of him, as both of his companions did the same with theirs. I think it is time to start this war council. Varan turned, walking back where he had been standing next to the regent. His hand returned to the small of her back. She looked up at him and then back at the map again. Do you think this may be a trap for us to try and go after whatever is in the caves? She asked, looking around the table. That is always a possibility, but no, I think they actually have something they're trying to conceal, Wayan answered. He walked around the table to the side closest to where the caves were on the map, examining the location and the notes that had been carefully written over the area. Fogel, you wouldn't happen to know anything about this area. He looked up at the red-eyed half-dragon, who glanced at the area and then back up to the other prince. I unfortunately know very little about these mountains. My grandfather did tell me that there were mines that our people had, but as far as I know, they were in several areas, and those could be any one of them. Or they might be ones that he never mentioned. If I send it now, we could possibly get a response from him in a few days as to what mines are there. Do you think knowing might give us some insight? He offered, when looking over at his father. Oh, please, I'm losing my voice. I don't think it will hurt to find out what the mines were before the King of Death took the kingdom. Varan agreed, looking for his assistant. The man came to his side, the king telling him what he wanted to be done, and the young man bowed and left to do what he'd been asked to do. Hopefully, we can get an answer and some information soon enough to make a decision on whether to send scouts in to look or not. I want to make sure it's not going to be a death sentence for them. Wayan then stood and looked at the other spots where the pieces had been placed, looking at the one that was in the foothills of the northern mountains. This group seems very close to peace around the willow. I wonder if they're planning something involving the town or if it's a coincidence. Gaul, remind me, we have any scouts in that area, or did we skip it because it's so close to the border and easily watched? He looked at the dragon, his bald head painted with the black coal paint that they all used around their eyes when going into battle. Right now, we only have sentries with eyes on the remains of the village. There are scouts with them that have orders to go in and see if they observe any activity. Gaul was scanning the map as he replied. He pulled one of his hands from a glove, using his finger to make measurements, finally doing some calculations in his head. That is very close. Do you want me to have some scouts stationed closer, or were my orders good enough for the interim? The red-eyed dragon looked at his leader. I think that's sufficient for the time being. I feel that the bigger concern is what is happening in this area around the mines. Wayan then looked back at his father and pointed at the grouping that was closest to the borders with the elves. I am going to have extra patrols made from the more experienced of the younger packs along the Empire's northern borders, with the main force focused around here along the border of the Vermilion Kingdom and the Deadlands. I don't think we will need as many where the main body of the force will be. Now, that being said, I'm also going to have the younger pack stationed along northern borders of the battle. I think it'll be good training for the less experienced to be closer where they're more likely to get some fights under their belts, he explained, his father nodding as he understood. What is the plan if any of the tainted manage to break the lines and run amok in our empire? The king replied, wanting to know what to expect once the battle began. The Oscarai are already going to be stretched thin as it is. I am only leaving the two least experienced packs along with the bands of youth at the Great Hall to guard the residents. If any get through the lines of the Oscarai and the verdant borders, I do not know what will happen. Wayan was at a loss for what to say, and it showed across his face. I understand. I will see what we can do to have backup. The king replied, walking up to Lord Udin, who had been silently standing and observing the meeting to that point. Your Majesty, the dark-haired elf watched as the king walked up to him. What was the committee's final verdict? Bran turned, looking at everyone gathered in the room. There was no conclusion. They could not come to any type of consensus of how to recall enough of our people to protect the Empire. That being said, I took my authority as your advisor to just make the call on my own. I had a message pushed out to all in the human world to see if any would come. So we shall see what happens. The Lord explained, the king nodding. Thank you, Eudrin. I appreciate that you took the initiative, he said, walking back to stand next to Ileandra, hoping that his continued presence near her would keep her more relaxed. Her shoulders loosened as she stopped playing with her hair. Thank you, she said quietly, briefly glancing at him. He smiled as he took the hand she offered, holding it for a short time while they both continued to listen to the discussion going on around the table. Everyone gathered, trying to come up with solid plans of what they were going to do about the coming battle. I think we may need to adjourn until the messengers come back from the meeting with King Muli to make sure our final. Sorry, I keep losing my voice. I'm going to start that one over again. I think we may
In
need
your
to.
defense, that's a lot of words.
Yeah, a lot of words I wrote. I think we may need to adjourn until the messengers come back from meeting with King Muli to make our final decision, King Varan stated to the group. He then turned to Weun and his pack brothers. It's over 6,000, Leon. The three of you are more welcome to stay while we wait. Perhaps it would be a welcome respite from the patrols and the coming battle, Varan said to them. Thank you, Father. I think it will. I leave it to Gaul and Fogel if they stay or not. Wayan answered, looking between the two of them while they considered their options, finally saying they would stay. Very well. I'll have Ziggy tell the kitchens to have meals prepared for all of you. The both of you know where the quarters we have reserved for the pack are located. Please make yourselves at home. Varan turned to Wayan as the prince's companions left the room. I would like it if you would come speak with me in my study once you've gotten yourself settled. He watched as his son bowed. Of course, he replied, picking the wolf mask off the table and turning to leave. Bran then turned, everyone except Ileandra having left the room. She stood quietly, just staring at the map on the table. My beauty, we're alone. He then looked at her, tears welling up in her golden-colored eyes. Bran, why am I here? I'm a healer, not a warmonger. This is not my calling, and it all goes against everything I hold sacred. Yet here I stand, having to send my people to their deaths. It's tearing me up inside. Ileandra was sobbing, the struggle within her bubbling up to the surface once it was just the two of them. He wrapped his arms around her, holding her while she cried. I know it's hard. You need to remember that you can hand decisions over to Thrail and Weun. Thrail, as Lord Governor, has the authority to lead the Commoner army, and Weun is now the leader of the Oscray. You personally do not have to make the decisions in this magic. Nada Idra. He tried to soothe her. But I am their leader. Doran and Iliera could have done this with no hesitation. Why can't I? She pulled away from him, her anxiety finally getting the better of her. Because you are not your brother or your sister. They were trained warriors. You are not. That is why. Your calling was different from theirs. He tried to place his hand on her hip to pull her back to him, but she stepped back. This is all wrong. Everything is wrong. She began to sob again. seeming to him a little more emotional than what was normal. Things weren't normal, though, and she needed to get the feelings out before they ate her up from the inside. He patiently waited while she paced and got her fear and frustration out, finally coming up to him and laying her head on his shoulder, allowing him to hold her again, kissing her on the top of the head. "Why don't you go lay down? I think you need to rest," he suggested. "I promised Vera I would spend some time with her. It feels like I haven't seen her in forever." She got taller again. Ileandra took a small step back, giving him a short kiss on the lips before she turned and left the room. Varan smiled as he watched her leave. He then turned back to the map on the table, contemplating the battle on the horizon. I'm going to take a quick drink because this is a break between scenes. You know, I appreciated everything you did, Izzy, but I'm appreciating it 10 times more since I keep losing my voice. Wayon walked into his father's study, a part of the palace he hadn't visited in over a decade. Looking around, he noticed the shelves of books his father kept along the walls had multiplied over the years. Other than extra shelves, it looked like the same as it had the last time he'd visited. His father had decorated it in a style that owed very much from the human world, having seen an office that had been decorated similarly on one of his visits there before Wynne or his elder brother Pale had been born. The dark wood and the green and gold of the royal family creating a quiet, low-lit environment that felt calming. The prince sat in one of the overstuffed chairs that were next to the desk, placing his elbows on his knees and thinking about what he had seen. The enemy positions poking at something in the back of his mind. What he couldn't think of then, but he knew it would come at some point. He looked up at his father as his father opened the door and entered the room, a smile on the elder's face. "I didn't expect you to be here so quickly. You must have something on your mind?" He pulled his formal robes off, revealing the simple tunic and trousers he wore underneath. "Zokira, what word do we have on her being brought back?" It was the same question every time. His father should have expected it. Once Kerr arrived and gave me the message that she was more than likely starting to actively shed, I tasked Lord Nikolai with ensuring that Abron gets his plan into motion immediately. The only issue is your cousin. She's currently making it her mission to stop any and all efforts to get the princess out of the human world, due to the fact that she refuses to believe that Zokira is who we say she is. Varan sounded a little irritated when he spoke about the woman. He knew exactly who his father was speaking about. Loriah, his half-elf cousin named after his mother. He hadn't seen her since she was a small child, her mother having brought her and her elder brother to see Lord Udrin after his son, her husband, had seemingly vanished shortly after the princess's protectors had died and Zokira disappeared. The last he had heard anything from his father about getting her back to Etlon was on his last visit when his father had come to his room with a picture of two women, one being Zokira and the other he assumed was a friend who he felt was vaguely familiar, and asked him to identify if the princess was in the picture. She was. Wayon had attributed it to the dream conduit he shared with Zokira, but had still not been able to shake the feeling he actually recognized the other woman. Has anyone just talked to Loriah? What about Uncle? She's his granddaughter. I'm sure if he says something to her, she would back down. Both her and her brother always listened to him when they visited. He stood, walking over to the table along the wall by the door, and leaned against the edge, crossing his arms over his chest. That's the other thing. Short of actually going to the human world, which there is no time for him to do with the current situation, he has sent multiple messages and messengers to speak with her, but she's either ignoring them or doesn't respond till any deadline has passed. Varan walked to the cabinet he kept a collection of the human and elven liquors in, opening the door and pulling a bottle of golden colored whiskey. He offered Wayan some, but the prince declined. Excuse me. I feel like I'm losing my voice right now. Okay. What? So how soon can we expect Abron and Nikolai to bring Zokira back? We're running out of time. If she sheds in the human world, she'll be permanently in her dragon form, and I cannot accept that as her fate. Wayan moved from leaning on the table and crossed to where his father stood. The prince paced. His anxiety over the dragoness he was arranged to be married to starting to fill his mind as more of the hours passed. What the hell just passed across the screen? Because that's distracting. Oh, shit. Probably. I know that we are running out of time, and I have left no uncertainty of the repercussions if she's not brought back to shed in her family's shedding chambers. The king sat down in the chair at his desk, closing his eyes and taking a deep breath. But I also have to give them some room to do what they need to do to get her back safely, he added, opening his eyes and looking at the prince, who had stopped and watched his father. Sounds like the situation is being handled as best as it can then. Oyen sat back down in one of the chairs, pulling the ponytail his black hair was bound in off his shoulder. I did get a message from your grandfather recently. He opened his manor up to your sister once her mother and I have deployed to the battlefield. Varan took a sip of his whiskey, seeming to savor the flavor of the drink before he swallowed. I'm sure he will enjoy having a curious child running around his home again. He smiled, remembering his stays with the reclusive lord during his own childhood. Yes, I'm sure he will. And I hope Pell will be happy to see her, even though he seems to be less tolerant of her adventures than the rest of us. Again, the king took another sip from the glass, and this time setting it down on the desktop and looking up at his son. Chess? He looked at Wayon, who smiled and nodded. Haven't played that game in a while. The prince stood, walking to the small table in the corner of the study where the chess game was set up. Sitting behind the side with the black chessman, Wayon began to set up the pieces on his side of the board, the king walking over and doing the same on the side with the white pieces. Are we taking bets?
I created our first poll. So, down in your channel points, you can vote. It costs 10 points to vote. You get a little blue icon next to your name if you vote yes, Kesh will lose her voice. You get a little pink number 2 badge if you say no, I believe in Kesh, she'll pull through. Let's make it fun.
They began the game, Varan taking the first move with one of his pawns. They went back and forth, each making their moves and taking pieces from each other's sides until they came to a stalemate, neither knowing what move to make next. We have backed each other into a corner, the elder elf said, looking back up at his son and then back down at the board, trying to figure out what he could do next. How are Fogel and Gull settling into their chambers? I assume you made sure they were comfortable. Varan continued to try and find a move that get them out of the impasse the game had presented with. They're fine. Gull became quickly enamored with one of the cooks in the kitchen, the redhead. I think she's new since my last visit, Wynne explained, informing his father of the development. Ah, yes, that would be Kelly. She's actually brought in from one of the best cooking schools in the human world. She excels at what she does, from what I'm told. He smiled as he finally found a move he could make and at least break the board up and get moving again. I think I have checkmate, Varan announced, Wan looking at the board and then up at his father as he laid the black king piece down, ending the game. I don't think I'm ever going to beat you at this game. The prince stood up, walking toward the door, but then walking back towards where his father was still sitting. The slow, deliberate pacing was helping him to think. So, the mines. I think we can assume they are hiding something, just not sure what it could be. But I'm going to assume that it's some type of weapon. But what types of weapons could they surprise us with and would fit in a mine shaft? Wan wondered aloud. He began to count his footsteps as he kept thinking. Bow and arrows, maybe a catapult of some type? Varan threw out, making the younger elf stop and consider. That's always possible, but I feel as though they might not hide either of those. I think it's something we haven't thought of, and it's bothering me. He lamented, clutching his fist at his side. He was getting frustrated. Normally, he was able to figure out what the King of Death was up to. Wayne, watch your temper. This is not worth getting angry over things we cannot control. Bran spoke steadily, keeping his voice calm in an attempt to keep the prince's anger from getting the better of him. Yes, father, he grimaced, taking a deep breath while turning away and walking out the study door. Hold, please. Several days had passed, and the war council reconvened. The messenger sent to speak with King Muli had returned, bringing the information they had requested. King Varand opened the letter that Muli had written, reading and then handing the letter over for the others gathered to inspect. I think we are no better informed than we were before, though knowing that the mine has been for coal gives us some potential insight why they are using those in particular. He said, leaning over and adding the words coal mine above one of the dots marking where the mine was. He then turned to Ziggy, asking him to finish labeling the mines that Muli had named and located for them, giving the young elf a task that would take him a while to complete. He set to work while the meeting began. I do not understand how they are making this much progress in gathering an army of this size. It's near insanity how many tainted are in the Deadlands. General hasn't looked at the map and then back to the king. Yes, it's very concerning how many soldiers they are managing to raise. Makes you wonder. No, it couldn't be possible. Varan dismissed the thought mid-sentence. What's not possible, father? Wayne wanted to know what he had been about to say. I was just wondering if they might be bringing tainted in from the other realms, but as far as we know, it's still confined to Etlan, with a few incursions into the human world. Beyond that, I would doubt there are any other realms to pull from. Bran finally voiced the thought. Everyone gathered around the table looked worried at the mention of other realms. I don't think it's an incorrect line of thinking. We have proof that he has tainted some of the human beings in the other world, but it looks to be a very small number. I doubt that explains the numbers we are seeing here. I think it's 100 years of Etlani being infected with the black blood. Not all of them are going to be wandering the edges of the Deadlands looking for a fight. Governor Thrale brought reason into the conversation. Bran nodded, his head in agreement. Very true. I wouldn't be surprised if he keeps a bulk of his tainted close to him in the mountains. Good strategy, though. He keeps himself secure and obscures the numbers he has at his beck and call. Wayan's tone did nothing to hide his begrudging respect for the idea. I think I have to agree with the prince that he's keeping a bulk of the forces he has at his disposal hidden in the mountains, and now they are hearing his call and flocking towards it. Thrale leaned closer to the part of the map that represented the mountains, examining the different mines and the ore they produced more closely. If it had been any other day, the elder dragon could have missed it. But as it was, his honed senses developed in his youth among the Oscarai were high alert, allowing him to notice a pattern. They're using 3 mines in each cluster, or 3 entrances in each cluster at any rate. But they're all for the same 3 minerals: carbon, magnesium, and silicate. And any of these clusters where there isn't a mine for at least one of those, there's no activity. At least none that can be seen. Curious. Thrale looked up and around at everyone at the table, who had all grown quiet as he pointed out what he saw. Varan walked around the table slowly, noting each mine and the mineral or minerals found in each one. He looked at Thrale and then looked at the 2 of the elven generals who had gathered with them. What do you think of this? He looked at the closer of the 2 as he turned and walked back to the other side of the table. They can all be used to produce various combustibles, especially the magnesium, General Hasn't replied. I agree with that point entirely. There are other substances that they could also be using to help create it, but ultimately, I don't think that they would work in Etlon due to the mechanics required to deploy them. General Nonham added as he walked up to the table and examined the map more closely. He pointed to a small grouping on the far end of the mountain range. Okay, time to dehydrate. What about the quarry in the middle of those 3? The sandstone and chalk one. Wouldn't either of those make a good stabilizer for some of the more complex things that could be made from those minerals? He pointed to the area with the mines that had yet to have any scouts report back. Have you sent any scouts to the area? Hasn't looked at Prince Wayon. I would have to ask Gaul. He's been the one organizing all the forays into the Deadlands. The prince looked behind him along the wall where Fogel had been quietly standing, noting that the dragon was missing. Fogel, can you go find Gaul and have him report to me? I would not be surprised if he's in the kitchens. He pushed back a lock of his long black hair over his shoulder. Of course, Wolf's King. The half-dragon bowed and leaving quickly to go find their missing compatriot. We will find out shortly. The prince turned back, resuming looking at the map. Generals, how are the border patrols going? Have there been any incursions reported by your troops? Varan looked between the 2. As of right now, no, which is unusual in of itself. Normally, we've had at least 1 a week, but there haven't been any in over 3 weeks. General hasn't informed the king. We have considered sending our own scouts, but the obvious risk to the health of our military would be compromised by an action like that. Nonham added, the other nodding his head solemnly. Good call, generals. I would leave the scouting to those with the means and training. We are too few in numbers to attempt such risky ventures. Varan turned his head toward the door of the boardroom as Vogel returned with the other Oscarai behind him. Gaul, thank you for joining us. I assume you had lost track of time? Prince Wayan looked at the dragon as he took up a spot next to him. His red eyes glanced at the table and then at the prince. What information are you needing of me, Wolf's King? He looked at those gathered around the table. These mines and the accompanying quarry, they have been scouted at all? Have they been scouted at all? Wayan leaned, pointing at the spot where the mines were. I don't believe we have. At least no one has succeeded. From my recollection, I don't even think we have that particular spot on our maps back at the Great Hall. Gaul looked at King Varan and then back to Prince Wayan. How would that be? Aren't we supposed to have the most extensive maps in Etlan? Wayan's surprise showed. For the most part, we do, but any time I've sent someone out to scout that area, they never return, he explained, looking around till he found Governor Thrale, who nodded. That seems very odd, Fogel spoke up, confusion in his tone. How so? Varan looked across the table at the half-dragon. Those quarries are where the slag from the iron mines are dumped. The sandstone from the cliffs would be contaminated from being from the befouled water running over them. It's unusable. He pointed to the mines closest to the quarry lake as he spoke. How do you know that? I thought you were born after the dwarfs left the mountains. Wayan looked at his friend, confused. My grandfather has started some mining in the mountains to the south of the Grand Palatial Lake. He's been given the original rights. He had been given the original rights to the land by King Doran. The regent then signed off on the rest of the land rights for the project. But there are several smaller lakes and quarries that are now being used as slag pits. They are pretty much located similarly to where these mines are to that pit, he explained, his hand pointing to the lands that now belong to the remainder of the dwarven people. Interesting. So now the question is, what are they doing there that no scout has returned? Varan placed his hands on the table, scrutinizing the surrounding area to the mines. Ziggy, can you get the topographical maps? I want to see what's in the immediate area. There's something important we're not seeing. He looked at his assistant, who immediately left the room. What's going through your head, Father? Wayan looked at the king as the elder continued to examine the map. I'm not sure yet. That's why I want to see the elevations. Varan stood again, crossing his arms as he began to circle the table, keeping the quarry area at the center of his attention. One of the chairs in a dark corner of the meeting room sneezed. Verandra, please come out from behind the chair. Varan closed his eyes and sighed. The girl's head peeked over the chair's back, her violet eyes looking at her father sheepishly. Excuse me, gentlemen. I have a matter that I think needs to be addressed immediately. I suggest we use this time to take a break. The king turned, walking up to where Verandra had stepped out into full view. Let's go find your mother, Varan said as he took her hand, leading her out of the room. I got bored. Mother said she wasn't feeling well and she fell asleep while we were playing a game, she explained as though she were defending herself. I see. Why don't we go wake her up? He said as he took her hand and led her out the throne room. Dun. I made it!
Okay, so those of you who believed in Kesh, not me, friend of nearly 3 decades, but those of you who believed in Kesh, you won.
I actually made it through that. Oh my gosh, I was kind of doubting myself, so thanks for the support. Give me your points. He says, give me your points. So how many of you people actually voted against me? Yeah, you got your badge, Julie. I see that too there.
Mm. So I did notice that on our own feed, we don't see the badge on our own chat feed, but it does show up for everybody else, and it will also show in our beautiful little side chat that we have
Gotcha.
on our screen on our re. So it was me, Julie, and the Halloween bride voting against you.
Yeah, I
No,
know.
I didn't.
No, she voted for me. She
I
believed in
voted
me.
for her.
Oh, you did? No. Oh, it was Trisha.
Trisha
Okay.
voted against her.
Trisha.
I did not.
I mean, I was feeling a little rough there, Trisha.
You were getting a little weaky or squeaky there for a minute, but no.
Yeah, no, I thought I pulled through. I pulled through. But I wanted to write an alternate way for Todd to be introduced into the book. That's why I wrote this scene. And I had to cut it because there was more. And I had to cut it off at some point because somebody was going to have to read this. Whether it was me, Izzy, somebody,
Not
anyone.
me.
Yeah, not
me.
you.
I'm going to institute a rule. Okay? Okay. If it is more than 4,500 words, author got to read their own shit.
That's a very like specific rule for one person.
Patrick has been known to do that every once in a blue moon and get extremely friggin' wordy.
Yeah.
My first thought was to say if it's more than $6,000, but that's a very specific rule targeting you specifically. Okay. So I lowered it down to 4.5. Because remember, this is supposed to be a 2-hour show. Typically, we go for about 3.5, sometimes 4, depending on the scuff. So,
And how much shenanigans we're doing.
and how much shenanigans? Absolutely. So there we go. Now the goal, though. Here's the other caveat, right? Julie and I figured out the a couple weeks ago, maybe a month and a half ago already, to get to 1,000,000 words. If we have an average of 7 submissions a week, we've been kind of slacking as a team, but that's okay. Back to school and, health things and the weather changing, which means, all of us with allergies start to have issues. There we go. Right? That winds up giving us our delays, right? Well, yes, we are streaming a little bit more with the chaos you bring, Leon. So that being said, if we have on average 7 people submitting and they on average submit 3,900 words apiece, we can actually get to the 1,000,000 words by the anniversary special for New Year's.
I'm trying to do the work of 2 people here.
That's pretty much what you're doing. So 3,900 is a nice, sweet little average per week. But if you tip over to 4,500, you may be asked to come up in the box and read your own.
We know,
Just
Patrick.
saying.
We know.
Do you want to
You're
know the
fine, Patrick.
original count? Word count for the document? 12,831 words. Cut that down.
Your editor is going to have a field day. Thank God it's not me.
Yeah, I know. It's part of the book,
For the
though.
record, for the record, though, I do not do editing. For those who are wondering, I do not do editing. Ask Julie.
We're
I'm
still working on
awful.
it.
We're still working on it, and it's been 2 years.
Stephen King, hold Prom's pen. Thanks, Leon. Two
Okay.
prompts.
Oh. Trisha did send in a little thing that we can, fill out some time. New work in progress. Well, let me hydrate here real quick. Ooh, that's tart. Whew. Whew.
What you drinking there?
Carlo Rossi.
Getting ready for tomorrow? Getting yourself prepped?
Oh, my Lanta.
Tell me I'm wrong. You getting yourself ready for that?
Okay.
I can't even.
Yeah, I know.
I
Okay.
can't even deny it.
Real quick, I did look. The new updated for Hold My Pen, everything like that. The words we have left for this year is 588,474 words. We have 18 weeks left of this year, which gives us a whopping total of needing right around 32,693 words per week till the end. Now, if we divide that by 7, we're gonna need just over that 4,500 words.
Nearly departed.
So here's people's goals. 4,500. Because what we lack, Cash is gonna make up for us. That's just.
But I mean, if we can get 8 submitters, we would only need right at about 4,100 words a piece till the end of the year, and like consistently 4,100 words to the end of the year.
Well, and I do have a dear friend. I have a dear friend that I know they are listening right now. I know for a fact that they are listening right now. And if they could avoid going to the realm of schmutty schmeckshy time, they got a talent. And I'd be more than happy and proud to read off what they come up with. The problem is that this amazing stuff that they've written is schmutty schmeckshy time. So, you know, people can write, throw something together, you know? I don't know what you're talking about, Saren.
I mean, the side eye is like funny.
No, I can't read it. Twitch guidelines. We don't want to go that far.
We have, and it's not even just the Twitch guidelines. This gets eventually put over onto YouTube.
You can read it, but I'm leaving town and changing my name. Look. Okay. Saren. I read it out loud to Julie and Patrick. It
Where
was
was
too much
I?
for yeah, probably at work.
It was last week, so yeah, I
Patrick
think you were at work.
Damn,
was
Josh.
so fucking red. He was like, it was too much for the resident gay guy.
Hey, keep
I
my
mean, it
account
was
run
too
for
much.
money.
Oh, I did. I did. I did. And that's why Julie wants to have a conference with you about a
And
potential
whenever you get a
partnership.
moment.
Potential partnership for some things. Julie wants to get a hold of you because remember when she asked you a bunch of questions, right? And I forwarded it to your email and you responded from your level of expertise. I never read the questions and I never read the responses. I was just the facilitator of making a connection. Okay? Okay. So, that being said, Julie's back to trying to work on that same book,
But
which
now it's taking
means
a hard left.
it's taken a hard left. Okay. And now, because Julie has always written Fade to Black, and this one is going to be a little bit less Fade to Black, may need some help and, potentially some, guest credit or an agreement to be reached because it was good. It didn't make me blush. It did other things. I'm just
Well,
saying.
I can't say it didn't make you blush. I literally watched your cheeks heat, but it was one of those like, oh my Lanta type thing, not a I can't believe I'm reading
Mm-hmm.
this type deal.
Mm-hmm. My exact words were, except for a few POV switches that could be adjusted, and minor grammatical things, like so minor. I'm sitting here going, this is the cleanest rough draft typed on a phone at 11 p.m. I have ever fucking read. Oh, I know. But Mr. Patrick even said, he was like, I'm thankful that I got a work phone call. I missed a bunch of that. Thank God. But to be fair,
Oh, we got a raid.
We got a raid. Oh my
we got
gosh.
a raid! Moth! Hello, Moth! Nice to see
Yay!
you! Woohoo! And Bitzer!
Hey,
Bitzer! Hey, buddy! If anybody's
Hey,
curious,
everybody.
almost every single day, Bitzer puts in the promos a little flash fiction, and it's good. It's good. You need to go check out our promo in the Discord, promo channel in the Discord, the flash fiction. I mean, I will admit, I do have a little bit of trouble when Bitzer uses the neo pronouns, and I do quite often have to have my two Zoomer kids translate it for me. But beyond that, it's good. Like, I'm interested more in Bitzer's world. Definitely. Oh, be warned. Absolutely. Hello.
welcome. It's been a while since we got raided.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's about to be crazy. So, thank you so much for the raid, Moth. We appreciate you. If anybody's interested, Moth in the Archive also does a prompt writing show, streams for hours, and reads out prompt things. Not quite the same way we do, but everybody has their own unique way of doing things. and we so appreciate a fellow. What is book Twitch called? Right? Because book TikTok was called Book Talk.
Talk.
Okay. Book YouTube was called BookTube. Right? Okay. And then we also had book Instagram is Bookstagram. What's book Twitch? We are so new on the scene. I mean, some of them have been doing it for 3-4 years or whatnot, but they've had their own little thing. We're new people. What is it called?
Bitch.
Litcast? Okay.
I like to call it the whole
Litcast.
Promptcast. Let's face it, it is a Litcast. Now there's a good one.
Litcast.
But you know what? No matter what we call it or what we don't call it, it is literally bringing us all together. And I am so happy that these people are here. And please consider. No, it doesn't have to have a name. That's why we're rebels. That's why we jumped freaking ship and came over here.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's true.
I mean,
That
the
is
amount of
true.
times that somebody turned around and told me that A, I was crazy, or B, that the name of the show was too long. It used to be the weekly writing prompt challenge, and then it turned into the Hold My Pen Promptcast. Now you're telling me the weekly writing prompt challenge was fucking fine, but God help it if I named it the Hold My Pen Promptcast. Because
Well,
it was
because we be
definitely
rednecks. We be rednecks, you know. And besides that, Julie DeFisher's weekly writing prompt challenge got to be a mouthful.
especially when you had to say it and then say the prompt.
Yeah. Your facts there. Facts there.
So
But
no,
Death's Head 419 did also say that they do 250 to 350
word stories.
where
Yeah,
did I go?
word stories.
Yeah. Yep. I just recently set up my own layout so that way I can stream as I'm writing. I just don't do it.
Okay,
Okay.
cool.
We will keep that in mind.
I was just gonna call you Death and just be done with it.
Yep.
Izzy's literally like, just don't call her late for dinner.
Oh, no. Late for dinner is my pronouns.
Right.
Cuz it's what time? It is 9:53 p.m. where I'm at, and I'm just now eating dinner.
Yeah. I can't say I'm much better. I've been snacking on pizza rolls every time I go through that curtain.
Mhm.
The other side of that curtain's my kitchen.
I
So-
took my
Absolutely.
son out to eat this evening.
There we go.
Actually, this weekend I am hoping to get OBS up and running on the other computers, or at least one of my other computers, so I can start getting everything set up, and hopefully we'll start going live on Tuesday.
There we
If I
go.
can get the hell out.
There we go. Well, does anybody want to hear a quick work in progress started by first prompter Trisha Jones? It's not prompt related. All right. Just real quick. Are we there yet? Egil whined from the shoulder pack I was wearing. Egil was a small magical dragon-like creature that some called demons, but he wasn't evil. He was just young and inexperienced, which caused some issues, mainly for me. No, we still have a day of walking to go, I grumbled. If someone would have left my cart alone, we would be able to move faster. I was just trying to help, he snapped. It's not my fault we can't use it. I stopped and looked down at him sitting in my pack. You blew it up! I didn't know it wasn't a magically enhanced cart, he huffed, crossing his arms. It just needed a wheel repaired. I told you I was going to fix it as soon as I finished gathering our supplies to make this trip, I said, still shocked by what he did. I don't see why you are complaining. I am the one doing all the walking. You are being carried. I started walking again while he just mumbled something about being sorry. What did you say, Ego? I didn't hear you, I said. Dakini, I said I was sorry, he said as he started climbing up the strap of the pack to get on my shoulder. I forgave you the first time you apologized to me, I said, running my hand along his tail. His scales shined an incandescent purple in the sun. He had tufts of what seemed to be pale blue fur around his wrists and ankles like bracelets, and a tuft at the tip of his tail. I caressed the tuft at the end of his tail as we made our way down the path through the forest. I know you did, and I was honestly trying to help, he said, and his breath tickled my ear. I know you were, and you were meaning well, but it backfired. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Why is my there it is.
All right now, peeps. What in the actual hair and Trisha?
That was adorable.
It was adorable and slightly like it gave me real Todd vibes. It really did. It gave me Todd vibes.
It did kind of give me Todd vibes.
We have 17 people here, and it is time to roll. And I expect everybody. I don't care if you're going to be here next week or not.
Oh,
thank you for that. We just need one more to hit 40. Come on, people. One more to hit 40. So in that process, we are fixing to roll. I expect everybody to vote. It does not matter if you are going to be here. It does not matter if you are going to write for it. It does matter how bad you're going to fuck with us. Because every vote counts and it doesn't matter. Here we go. Let's see how cursed the dice are tonight.
and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
32.
32.
And yes, I am rolling dice too. That's how we get our number. I roll the first one, that's from the first 100. The second one, or the second roll, is from the second 100, and go on and so forth until we've gone through all three categories.
Write about a character who stumbles upon a hidden society living beneath the city. What is their purpose, and why have they been hiding?
I feel like we've come across that one before.
No.
Maybe a
Secret
different version of it.
society. Secret society who meets every April.
Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Here we go. Here we go now. 10.
All right, so that means I gotta go down to. Oh, come on, computer! Don't! You've been behaving all night. All night, you have been behaving. All right, so 110, right? Because we're going to the next set of 100. Write about a character with the ability to manipulate luck.
Huh. Okay. 92.
All right, starting first lines. I appreciate that, Leon. However, that's never going to happen. All right, starting first line. I had just finished backing. I had just finished packing when I heard the knock at the door.
Hmm. Nine. Okay.
All right. Starting first line. Thomas would never forget the moment his balls dropped. Suddenly, he was a millionaire. I
That
had y'all
was
going there. I had y'all going there. I know
that
I
sounded
did.
like that sounded like the prompt for the thing we're trying to avoid reading.
58.
All right, 58. Oh, come on, system. Catch up, catch up, catch up. All right. This is for our third category, dialogue. I never thought I'd see you again, especially not like this. See you, Dad.
You want to just stick
Oh,
around
God.
for 2 more seconds? We're almost done. 83. I think that's a reroll.
Nope. Oh, come on, system. It's just not. $183. Oh, but this one has been used before. Rolled for before. Uses dialogue. You've been quiet all year, he said, looking at her. What's going on in that head of yours? All right, so in the chat, scroll if you have to. We've got all 6 of our options here. Number 1, concept. Write about a character who stumbles upon a hidden society living beneath the city. What is their purpose? And why have they been hiding? Number 2, concept. Write about a character with the ability to manipulate luck. Number 3, starting first line. I had just finished packing when I heard the knock at the door. Number 4, starting first line. Thomas would never forget the moment his balls dropped. Suddenly, he was a millionaire. Number 5, dialogue. I never thought I'd see you again, especially not like this. Number 6, use this dialogue. You've been quiet all year, he said, looking at her. What's going on in that head of yours? Please remember that as you are voting, these particular look at him trying to do all of them. Thank you, CD. Uh, you can change gender, name,
Occupation.
verb tense. The whole point is for starting first line in dialogue, use it to jumpstart. You know, if sometimes we hear a starting first line and then our brain goes nuts. Sometimes we hear dialogue and our brain goes nuts. We can see it, we can visualize it. And of course, there are also the concepts that may spark a bigger picture for you. And
All right,
vote.
we got 3 5s, 2 4s. Okay, we got 4 5s, 2 4s. Come on, peeps. Vote, vote, vote.
All right. 1, 1, 1. Leon votes
We
4.
got another 4.
Another 4 there. And a 5. And a 4. Thanks for stopping by. We
Bye.
appreciate you.
You want to throw up a number just to,
All right, ad starts in less than 5 minutes. We got 8 votes in. Julie and I have not voted yet. Let me scroll back up to CD's handy dandy ad in here. I gotta go with 4.
That one's too good.
That one's too good.
Is
So,
bribery allowed? Who are you trying to bribe?
That's a good question.
I don't know how you buy bits. I don't. I know that you have to actually spend cash money to buy bits.
If
And
you go
because
over to under the stream, it says get bits. It'll show you the bits and the prices and everything like that, and you just click on them and go, as far as I know.
right. But I will say this, we have not set up any kind of bit rewards just simply because we all broke authors and so we were not anticipating anybody actually purchasing bits. So, keep that in mind. I mean, granted, I guess there's general ones that already come in here. We've got message effects, gigantify an emote, and on-screen celebration. So those are some. But yeah, we'll have to do that. All right, it looks like it's a tie.
It's a tie between 4 and 5, right?
That is correct.
I mean, they're both good.
They're both good. Yeah, because we got. Yeah, I'm scrolling down here. Got 5, 4, 5, 5, 5. 4, 4, 5, 4. I mean, technically, it turns out that Cash voted for 5 and for 4 in my calculations. So,
But I
and
didn't. I changed my vote.
well, but I didn't catch who was doing what. And now that we've done that whole bit, I think we're actually going to be able to I'm going to set up a poll at the end of the streams now. So that way it's an easy peasy. We can see what won right from the get go. Ha ha!
That sounds good. Sounds a
That
lot
sounds very
simpler.
good. Sounds a heck of a lot simpler. So
Well, it sounds simpler, but would it be done on live? Because quite literally, if it's Julie didn't vote yet. No, we're trying to figure out what's going on.
So, well, we can take a look at that a little bit later. Yeah, it doesn't show on our screen, but I think it'll be fine because we'll at least the mods and actually everybody will be able to see what the results are. I think that's what we'll try next week. We'll give it a shot. We'll give it a whirl. So there we go. Julie, here's my thought process here. All I got to do is scroll up to CDs and it's all right together. Thank you so much, CD. I think you're hired. If we go with start line, Thomas would never forget the moment his balls dropped. Suddenly he was a millionaire. Remember, you can change gender, you can change name if it doesn't suit you. And dialogue, I never thought I'd see you again, especially not like this. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking try to use both. What do you think, fearless leader?
See, this is the part that everybody loves and slash hates, because I have the ability to do, or what we call the monkey wrench. And the monkey wrench is whether it's use both or use how many that you can get into it.
Yep.
And I think we are going to just go do with a let's use both.
Let's use both. I like it. Because on
they
top
do
of
play
that,
together.
they do play together so well. They
And if
really
I'm
do.
thinking, didn't we already have a thing either earlier this year or end of last year that was a lottery story that this could go into? Just saying.
There was a prompt earlier this year about losing a lottery ticket.
Yes.
I mean, it can be done, Leon. I've done it once.
What?
It's hard. Use all 6.
Oh no. We've been known to.
Yes. If it rolls in that way, I have definitely done it.
Patrick's like the world's worst with it, though.
Yeah, he's the champion, isn't he?
Yes. Yes. The amazing.
I didn't do that many words.
Izzy, I hear you.
Hey, Izzy. You're on mute. I heard nothing you said.
I tried to catch her.
I understood that.
Well, that's because we can read lips.
Exactly.
I mean,
oh my gosh, what is wrong with my throat? Yikes.
6,273 words, and you're going to ask what's wrong with your throat? Ma'am, I'm just going to need you to sit over there and drink your water, I'm assuming, and just
Liquid death. I signed my soul over.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, dear.
Okay, ad break ends in 2, 1. Bitzer can hear us again. Okay. This wonderful little book that I kind of peer pressured, you want it, Julie into buying. Basically, it flips through all of, and you've got a build a story here, right? Blood Trilogy started with a disgruntled nanny wins the lotto and discovers a family secret. That's how Blood Trilogy started 10 years ago. And then we had the prompt about losing a lottery ticket. And now we've got somebody with balls dropping, making them a millionaire, mind you. Mind you.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Agreed, Bitzer. Also, if and y'all ain't following Bitzer, he does a D&D or D&D-esque style live stream with some buddies. I try to catch him, but obviously because he lives down under, I don't get to catch him as often. But very, very enjoyable stream to watch. Oh, not
Ooh,
good.
no
Working the
fun.
ankle, not good. Not good. Oh, and fun fact, I'm actually reading currently an author from your neck of the woods, Kate Morton. I'm reading Homecoming. Um, I'm liking it. Kind of little bit of a slice of life from it's got a dual timeline happening.
Sorry about that,
Uh,
Bitzer.
no, I know, borked. One of them days. Got it. Day. Sorry. I had a they in my household for a while. And then they were like, "Nah, I'm a dude."
Yes, mother of dudes.
Izzy.
Izzy, your mic cut out again. You stood up to show your shirt. I think you're right, Leon.
We don't need to learn sign language. We
You
know how to read lips.
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the dealio. Okay. I have the mic and a bunch of other shit connected to a USB hub that is then connected to the laptop. And I will sit here for hours on end and suddenly hear it go, didn't. There's some kind of weird connection. So every single time it does that, it disconnects the mic, but it looks like it's still on. There we go. Yes, USB is the worst, but it's what I got. And, you know, when you buy a refurbished laptop from work for 25 US, you take what you can get and you don't bitch.
1,000 years from now, an heir to an oil fortune creates a family of robots.
No. How about no? The USB hub does not have a power cord, and that's part of the thing. It's getting power based off of the laptop. So I only have so many plugs in this room, and let's be honest. Okay, I've got 2 monitors, 2 laptops. My kid has 2 laptops, plus all the lights. So we have limited plugs, and that might be why my electric bill has been astronomical the last 2 years.
That could be a good reason.
I mean, that and the fact that we've had 3 air conditioning units running nonstop for the last 3 months. Leon?
Yeah.
What are we gonna do with you? Anyway. Anyway, what I was saying, the child that I got the mother of dudes t-shirt and sweatshirt for ended up finding cute little dangly cat earrings that have the same font but says mother of cats. I'm like, these are the things. These are the things that make me happy. But all right, we are approaching the 2.5 hour mark for our lovely mugs on the screen. We have our prompts. Try to use both of them. Again, feel free to change names or genders, although the first one, changing the gender, just really makes it less funny. But
Or
is
not.
what it is.
The way it's used.
Yep. And feel free to adjust it, right? Doesn't have to be first person, doesn't have to be third person. Change it. The point is to spark your imagination. CD, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Look, you want to sit in the comments and run your mouth. You're gonna get you're gonna get some shit.
It looks like
We
we got a fight brewing there.
At least 5,000 words from you this week. Come on, man. Chop, chop.
Now, I don't have a whole lot of room to talk because
he's
I didn't submit. Well, but we always say, Julie, you started it. Adjust your times accordingly.
Right, but he already has to wake up very, very early to catch us.
Oh, I know. I know. But some of those hours that he's awake and we're asleep, he can write.
Oh, yes, very, very much. Very, very much.
Izzy lost her mic again.
All right, and on that note, Izzy's doing that again. You know where to go find the links. You know where to go find everything else. I'm not giving him grief. I'm demanding. Come on, put your money where your mouth is.
Yep.
And that's the way we play this game.
I'm sorry, Julie and I may not have submitted this week because life be lifin'. But you know, let me put it here. How many words has Julie submitted this calendar year? 32,596. How many have I submitted this year? 35,885. How many has Leon submitted this year?
I'm hearing crickets. I mean, he did just start.
Oh, I know he just started. But we've gotten one beautifully done Star Trek fan fiction. One.
He's asking to count his lyrics. They weren't read on the cast.
They weren't read on the cast. They weren't part of the prompts, so doesn't count. Oh, hey, battery is running low. May want to plug in your PC. Okay, let me plug it in. Plug it in. Plug it in. If I put it in the right hole. That's what she said.
I think that booze is going to your head, dear.
No, it really isn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm tired and like Julie said, you know, tomorrow's going to be a really if you know, you know. Yeah. I know. I know.
Well, also to add, Aries, go on. The God of War is dancing through my house. Anywho, and if we go off of, I wrote over 81,000 words this year. So.
Yep. That's not included. Yeah, right. So we're not talking about how much you've written this year. Talking about what you've submitted. Very proud of you for getting on that bandwagon and getting that creativity out there. That's for sure. Yes, Spitzer. Ankle biters. All mine are of drinking age or nearly drinking age, so I don't have little ankle biters anymore. Thank God. That is true. All right. So of course, as you all know, join the Discord, join the mailing list. We do so appreciate you. Mailing list also has the kind of how to submit. Uh, give us a pen name that you prefer that we use on the live stream. Gives you information about prompters, appearances, newest releases. We always talk about the 2 newest releases, but if we don't know that you've released it, we can't add it in. And our latest audiobook, which actually is first prompter Trisha's uh, latest audio for the Anne Smith series. So we tell you about the places that you can see us, the books and audios that you can purchase, the submission rules, the behavior for live rules, and various other things. So join us. Join us. This craziness is available 24/7 or damn near 24/7 in the Discord. And uh yep. Yep, and those are actually, let me put that in there. Okay, we're going to put in peep and boom boom and they're also now in the Discord. What's next Saturday? September
6th,
what,
I
6th?
believe.
There we go. And now they're posted in the 2025 season 2 thread within Writing Prompts channel. Gosh dang it. Now I gotta edit it because it was a stupid thing and did a folding. Oh my god, what did they change? This is not cool.
What?
Now that if I do a double asterisk, it changes the there. Okay, single asterisk, fine. They changed some formatting rules in Discord.
Ah. Anyway, you know where to find us. You know how to get up with us. Please hit us up on the email. Hit us up on the in the Discord. Sign up for the newsletter. Do all the things. See us in all the places. Also, I believe next weekend, if I'm not mistaken, next weekend is it next
September.
weekend? Well, no, I understand it's September, but is the book bash?
Oh, yes. Yes. Next weekend, September 6th, is Lexington Legendary Book Bash featuring our very own Trisha Jones. The link
Right.
is in our event details. Also, if you are doing an event, please let us know. Send us links to the thing, reply to the Hold My Pet Promcast newsletter, and we'll get it added in with places that your adoring public can purchase tickets.
Well, purchase tickets, any kind of meet and greets. This is how we get our names out there, but this is also how we keep informed with everyone else. So, do the thing. Here we go. We wish Trisha the best of luck next weekend because she won't be here. She'll be over there doing the thing like she needs to be. Because let's face it, out of all of us, she's the one that's she's the one that's a little bit more ahead of us. But this ain't a race; it's a damn marathon, and we all know that. Now, writing is not as much as it's been portrayed. It is not a get rich quick scheme, and it takes a lot of talent and a lot of perseverance and a lot of I don't feel like I'm doing anything, when in all actuality you just wrote 30,000 words in a week. It gets to be a lot, but give yourself some grace. Leon, you owe me 3,000 words by next week. um I'll be nice. I'll drop it down. You owe me 3,000 words by next week. But it is time for us to go ahead and sign out. We are not rating anybody tonight. We got too much going on, and we do need to have a little meeting over in the court. So remember, be brave, be bold, but always stay humble. And we will see you again next week. Later, Getters!